Well, hello, friends, fellow pilgrims, members of the army of the Most High God, those who yet don't know Him, friends old, friends new, come on in, come on in. I am one pilgrim from One Pilgrim's Musings. This week, we're right smack dab in the middle of the 10 days of awe, or the 10 days of repentance, or teshuvah, return to God, between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur on the Jewish calendar. So we're taking a look at the 10 days of awe and just studying a few facts about them in summary format. So before we do, because it is the week of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we're going to blow the shofar of victory, the trumpet of God, in honor of the new year for creation. Let's get to it. Day 3. The facts about teshuvah. The 10 days inclusive of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Time of the searching of the heart and true repentance before God. Now, just because these 10 days are called the 10 days of repentance or teshuvah or return to God does not mean that they're the only time that Jews can do teshuvah. In fact, the sages teach that teshuvah, repentance, can and in most cases should, the should part added by this pilgrim, be instantaneous, and that nothing stands before teshuvah, prevents you from doing teshuvah immediately. Teshuvah is therefore always appropriate and always the right choice. Kind of sounds like the Christian principle of saying, keep your accounts short with God. Repentance, getting right with God, is always key. So another interesting factoid about the 10 days. There's a day for every day of the week. Rabbis say that the week between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur has the power to repair all the weeks of the previous year. Simply meaning, doing teshuvah, repentance, on the Monday of the 10 days repairs all the Mondays of the past year. Doing teshuvah on the Tuesday fixes all the Tuesdays, and so on. What else do our Jewish brothers believe? That God lifts us up higher than we can lift ourselves. Well, I agree with that. Jewish thought points to two ways for growth in their relationship with God. Two ways it can be initiated. Either they initiate the growth or God does. Each has its own advantage. When the Jew initiates, it comes from their own hard work. When God initiates, the growth is on a level higher than they could have achieved on their own. Much like a parent lifting a child higher than they could have reached on their own. Maybe to let them get a box of cereal for themselves that they wanted. Rather than handing it to them, you pick them up and let them grab it. You lifting them higher than they could on their own. A simplistic way of looking at it, but exactly what we're talking about. So our Jewish brethren believe that I'm going to say it now in the Hebrew again, practicing my Hebrew. Asadet Yamai Teshuvah is a period of God initiating that lift. The overwhelming awe and significance of these days, they feel, offers them the opportunity to connect with our Creator on a greater level than they can during any other time of the year. That's what they believe. They just have to seize the opportunity. Hence the term High Holy Days, days of great importance. A return to holiness. Okay. Lastly, for our little summary, just want to tell you that these 10 days, inclusive, of course, of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur at the end, they're followed by some more feast days, followed nearly immediately by Sukkot, Festival of Booths, and then Simchat Torah. I'll explain that later. Just a little later. A moment or two, actually. All right. I was thinking for a moment there was on another day, but it's not. Okay. The 10 days of Teshuvah are just the first 10 days of the month of Tishri. 5 days later, on Tishri 15, the Jews begin the joyous holidays of Sukkot. These are 7 days commemorating when God sheltered their ancestors as they traveled from Egypt to the Promised Land. Remember, that took about 40 years because of mistakes they made. Point is, God took care of them, sheltered them during that whole time. Their sandals didn't fall apart. Their clothes didn't rot out or get holes in them. They had water. They had food in the desert. They didn't plant anything. They didn't raise anything. God literally was their daily provider. So this commemorates that. They build these booths, and then they spend large parts of their days in these booths, mostly on their roofs, thinking about that and about how God took care of them during that time. And then right after that, this year occurs between October 16th and 23rd. And immediately after that, we go into what is called Simchat Torah. Now, in the Jewish diaspora, as they were scattered around the world, the first day is known of Simchat Torah, is known by its biblical name, Shemini Atzadet. Jews still dwell at this time in the Sukkot, but without a blessing. They do what is called Yizkor, which is a memorial set of prayers for departed loved ones. This is also done on this day. It's also said during 3 other times during the year. Now, the second day is known as officially beginning Simchat Torah, during which the Jews complete and immediately begin again their annual Torah, the Old Testament, their annual Torah reading cycle. They go back to Genesis 1 and start off their reading of the Torah in the synagogue all over again, and their personal reading and study of the Torah that year. Now, this joyous yearly milestone is marked by the Jews who dancing, traditionally following 7 circuits known as Hakafol, and perhaps we'll get into that as the holiday gets closer if I can find the time. And they do these 7 circuits and dances as the Torah scrolls are held aloft, and they're dancing, and they've completed studying the Torah, and they're going to start over again. Now this year, Simchat Torah starts the evening of October 23rd and concludes after nightfall on the 24th. Now, both days are celebrated by nightly candle lighting, festive meals at both day and night, and desisting from work. In Israel, They celebrate it a little different. The entire holiday is compacted into one very heady 24-hour period. Whew. So there you have a summary of the 10 days of repentance, or Aseret Yamei Teshuvah. Tomorrow, we'll take a look at Yom Kippur specifically. God willing, of course. For now, please receive the Lord's blessing. The Abrahamic blessing that Moses gave Abraham to give to the Israeli people. And remember, you two are the seed of Abraham. So when Moses was given this prayer to his brother Aaron, not Abraham, Aaron, to give to the people, so the Lord presents this prayer, blesses you with this prayer today. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord turn his face towards you, his countenance, and give you his shalom. This is One Pilgrim. For now.